I want to remind you that worship is an expression of our heart. Worship, I want to say it again, worship is an expression of our heart. In Matthew chapter 15, Jesus encounters a very religious group of people. They know everything about everything that pertains to the church and how church is supposed to be run and how people are supposed to act. They have every T crossed. They have every I dotted. But Jesus says something very important to them. And he's talking to them about the way that they worship. And he says, with your mouth you draw near to God, but your heart is far from Him. Meaning that we can say all the right things, we can do all the right things in worship as far as what the worship leader tells us to do. We can lift our hands, we can clap our hands, we can sing, we can shout, we can do all of the right things. But if our heart is not involved, that's not worship. Just because we do the things. Worship is an expression of our heart. Although we may have outside expression, although we may have physical actions that we perform during worship, those things should be an outside expression of what's happening inside. That we clap our hands because the joy of our heart, joy is overflowing in our heart. And we sing and we lift our voice to God and we shout and we raise our hands in worship because our heart is overflowing with gratitude. Our heart is overflowing with peace. Our heart is overflowing with joy. Our heart is overflowing with the good things that God has given to us. Worship is an expression of our heart. Let us never disconnect what we feel in our heart from what we're doing on the outside. Let us never allow ourselves to get caught up in the rituals of, well, at this song we clap, and when this part of the song happens, we lift our hands because that's what everybody else is doing. Let us never, ever allow ourselves to get to that place. Because the minute that we do is the minute that our actions may look close to God, but our heart is far from Him. In order for you to experience everything that God wants you to experience in worship, your heart has to be involved. Your heart has to be connected. So I encourage you, put your heart in it. Ask yourself, what does my heart feel at this moment that I want to express in some way? Physically, with my hands raised or my hands clapping or my voice singing or shouting or dancing. What is it that's going on in my heart right now? That's what I want to express to God. Keep your heart involved. Keep your heart in tune. Keep your heart pointed to God. Keep your heart focused on God. And you'll have a worship experience like you never imagined.